And now with this the pair of pliers, hopefully we can get this clamp over the top there. Yeah, just wiggle that off. That's free. Next thing we're going to do is take that rocker assembly off. Hopefully this rocker cover assembly comes off relatively easy. Yeah, just rocks a little bit. And then there it is. It really doesn't look like a lot of wear on these rockers. Okay, so here we are looking at our cam lobes, and right there on the center, that one there's got a little scuff mark. Should also note that don't lose those little dowels. Right now I'm just verifying that we are really at top dead center, because there's a line on that sprocket that goes horizontal with that flat spot, and then there's one up at the 12 o'clock. Remove our bolts. Remove our chain tensioner on our timing chain so we can get that off. In order to get to the timing chain tensioner, we have to remove a couple bolts back here by the starter so we can get to them. And then once we get to this process, I'll get back and we'll explain. So we need to remove this bracket to get to the negative cable on the battery so that we can get to the cam tensioner. And them are both 10mm sockets. And now with this out of the way, we can get to the cam tensioner. We'll get that off in a second. We've got them broke loose now. With the two bolts removed, we get our cam tensioner out. Okay, so I'm getting ready to take off the cam sprocket. That's the same Allen that we used to do that inspection cover, 6mm. So we put that in there and we go to break it loose and the engine's rolling over. So what I had to do was rig up my breaker bar to sit tightly against my foot peg so it will not roll the engine over. Stuck on the throttle cable. Let's see. Okay, it broke loose. Whew. You just remove this, put your fingers around it so you don't lose it, and then put it away. Spin the engine over 180 degrees and do the other one. Oh, goody. And then back this one off. Once again, when it starts coming out, put your finger around it so you don't lose it. Pick up the camshaft. There we go. Everything's not following the and okay. Pick up the camshaft and remove it. So that all happened real quick off camera because I just stopped to take a looky and what was going on. So anyway, I got the gear off. There's supposed to be a decompression valve there. Pin. Well, I reviewed the video and it doesn't look like the pin that's supposed to be there was there and fell out. So I'm a little bit happy about that, but this definitely is a camshaft that has a decompression lobe on it. So I'm just hoping that it didn't. So anyway, we got our timing chain wrapped up, out of the way. Now we're going to remove 4 head bolts They're 14 millimeter. I'm surprised that there's any oil on the top end of the machine like there is. These here, I don't know if these are going to be different lengths as well. So I may have to make another one of those cardboard templates and punch holes in it. Okay, so we got our nuts loose. And there's our first one. These are, I didn't know these were nuts. Sorry. But be careful, there's a washer behind the nut. And we'll get our magnet. I guess I should have a pencil style magnet. Don't I have a smaller one? Hold on. It's a magnet. It's supposed to be like a 5-pound lifting magnet. I'm going to use a screwdriver thing, majiggy. A bit. Try to lift that one out. This one's probably more easy, but if I can get this one, I should be able to get this one. I shoved rags down here, which is really going to be a bear to get to that. Alright, so I kind of removed the rag a little bit, so I get in here on the side of it. And yeah, this is working so far. Let me get this cam out of my way so I can get my finger over here to maybe hold this thing. When she comes up, just gotta just get by those teeth. And there we go. Whew. That was the most dangerous one. So now we just stick a rag back in there again, just so nothing else happens crazy. Okay, let's try this. Well, now we're trying a nut driver. Give me an extension of my magnet. And there it is, folks. Ta-da! We should be able to lift our right off. Yes. Okay, let's undo this so we can get the head out. So this is a little tight by the motor mount there. Boy. There we go. So now we're going to take the 4 bolts out of the cylinder, and that's a 12 millimeter. So on this side there are 2 8 millimeters, and once again I'm using that wobble extension so that I can get there on that funky angle that you need to get to. Let's see if we can. Snap. Ooh, I like that sound. I like that sound. Get the 2 on the side here. Nice thing about this extension, there's a knurl, so I can just spin it fast. Okay, so they're both the same length, so I can't screw that up. Okay, we removed all 4 bolts and the washers came with them. And it looks like to me they're all the same size, so I can't screw that up on reassembly. Next thing we got to do is take this out. Look straight on it. Oh yeah, it comes right out. Oh, I think I can just pull straight. There it is, and like that, it's out. If at first it doesn't come off, maybe just give it a little whack with a rubber mallet. Try not to get your fingers pinched right there. Lift her up, I hope. Oh yeah, here she comes. And then get ready to, once again, once you get this, oh boy. Right about now I'm going to get a rag. I'm going to put it on this side. Rub the case. You don't want to rub the case with that rod. Man, she does not want to come out. There she comes. Ooh boy. Maybe I'll throw a couple drops of PB Blaster down there. So anyway, I threw a little PB Blaster down the cylinder, ran her up and down a couple of times. I think the rings are probably locked in there. Oh, look at that. Well, the next thing to do is get in there and get the circlip out and get that piston off the rod and see the rod and crank condition. So I got the circlip out, and now I'm going to tap out the wrist pin. Alright, we're just going to take a little blunt chisel and a hammer and give it a few love taps, see if it happens. I think we're off. Alright, now we're going to see the damage.